but I'm coming back from one of my early morning school drop offs, and I was musing to myself this morning when I first woke up. And I made an Instagram post about some of the thoughts I was having, and I wanted to expound upon those thoughts here on a YouTube Live. The first thing is the one of the and probably the most freeing thing that African spirituality, the most freeing gift that African spirituality gave me is the gift of not having to live in a universe where whiteness or maleness is king. It freed me from having to live in that universe. Whiteness and maleness is not king. Because in a universe where you have accepted that whiteness and maleness is king, you see yourself as a plaything for whiteness and maleness. So you have to submit to that. You have to kowtow to that. You have to play games in order to get favor from that. But when you've been freed from living in that pretend universe, because that's not a real place, there's no real place where whiteness and maleness is king. That's not the reality of life, right? That the universe has not decreed that. We can see through what kind of babies are born, what kind of babies are the most viable, what kind of babies are the strongest and can make it through anything, who the universe chooses. We can see that. And I'm going to let you do that research for yourself. So there is no universe where whiteness and maleness is king. That's not a reality. That is a demented fantasy of the founding fathers that is held in place by brutality. So that's not true. So once you realize that that's not the universe you're living in, you are not living in a universe where whiteness and maleness is king, then you are free to be yourself. Not only that, I have to take it a step further. You are not the plaything of fate. Fate is not just playing with your life and slapping you to and fro. Fate did not choose you to be born. Fate did not put you in the body that you came in. Fate did not determine the lineage that you were born into. You chose all of that. You are not the plaything of fate. You are the fate. You are the master of fate because you are fate. That is the reality. You chose to be born. You chose the body to be born into, and you chose the lineage to be born into. And if you, once you sit in and accept that responsibility, because the responsibility is yours, it is a choice that you made, then you're able to see why you chose those things. Why did I choose this particular body? Why did I choose this particular family? Why did I choose this particular time, this moment in time? Why did I choose this to be born into? When you sit in your responsibility, you will then know why you chose this body, why you chose this time, why you chose this place and this lineage to be born into. You are responsible. You are ultimately responsible for being here. And in being ultimately responsible for being here, you are ultimately empowered. You are empowered. It was your decision, right? So you do not have to sit and bemoan any part of your existence. Oh, why did this happen to me? Oh, why did that happen to me? Oh, what is this? Oh, what is that? This is the existence that you chose. Most of the things that have happened to you that are terrible are a result of white supremacy and the patriarchy. Those are the terrible things that happen to us are the result of people believing that whiteness and maleness is king, and therefore believing that they get to treat people who are not white or male like toys and like playthings. That's why many terrible things have happened to those of us who are not white and who are not male. Outside of that, and that is the reality of where we are in the time that we're living in. Outside of that, this is where you chose to be. When you realize this is where I chose to be, this is the body I chose to be in, this is the time I chose to be born in, then you live this life. You chose this moment. You chose to be here right now. Live it, engage it, be fully present. Now, of course, right after a trauma has happened, pause, take the time to rest, take the time to heal. But outside of that, you are the one who makes the choices that impact you. It's your choice. You are empowered, right? Nothing is king in your life except for your ori, except for your head. Head is king, right? This is what the Odu teaches us. This is what our ancestors understood. Head is king. That is what is king in your life. So create a situation where you are honoring your head. Where your head is leading you, you're walking down that path. What that head is telling you, you're listening to and implementing. Head is king. Whiteness is not king. Maleness is not king. The place and the time that you were born in is not king. There is nothing attached to these things that means that you are forced to be obedient to them. That's a lie. That's a demented fantasy. You are to be obedient to your own head. And when you are obedient to your own head, you will live the life of your dreams. Will you still have to deal with white supremacy and patriarchy? Yes, because this is the time you chose to be born in. But will you be bothered by it? No. You can look at it from a detached state and know that is a demented fantasy that somebody is forcing themselves to live in. I don't live there, but it's interesting to watch the meandering of those who choose to live there. Huh, that's interesting. But you do not live in a universe where whiteness or maleness is king. That is not reality. The universe that you live in is the universe that you chose to return to. This is the body that you chose to return in. This is the lineage that you chose to be born into. This is the time and the space that you chose to return to the world. And you know why you're here. You know why you're here. Part of the reason I'm here is to give these messages. Part of the reason I'm here is to teach. Part of the reason I'm here is to be a mouthpiece for other people like me, right? So I know why I'm here. There were years when I wondered, oh no, what am I doing here? I know, why did they make me be born? We love to say children didn't choose to be here. That is a Western mentality. That's not true. You chose to be here, right? So because I chose to be here, I had to sit still and quiet and gain an understanding as to why I was here. And when I realized I chose to be here, then I had to begin to participate. And when I began to participate, it became easier to live my purpose, right? But as long as I can place the blame on someone else, then I don't have the power. As long as I can say, God forced me to be here, and God forced me into this body, and God forced me into this lineage, and my parents forced me to be born, then I don't have the power. All of those beings have power over me. And none of that is true. I chose to be here. I chose this particular body. I chose this particular lineage. I chose this moment in time. And I know why I chose it. Because there's nobody else saying this to you. If I had decided not to come, there would be no one to sit here at 6:38 in the morning and say this to you. So I said, oh, they got to know this. Oh, they got to hear this. And I came, right? And I came. And so I'm here. And you too know why you're here. This ain't everybody's purpose. Everybody's purpose is not to teach. Everybody's purpose is not to bring this kind of message. What's your purpose? What did you come to do? Some people came to dance beautifully and soothe our souls. Some people came to paint and create beautiful things to make us happy and fill us with joy. Some people came to put beautiful braided and locked and afroed hairstyles on our heads and make us feel good, right? You know the reason that you are here. Some people came to tell magnificent stories, right? You know the reason that you are here. And there is nothing stopping you from living that life. There is no automatic thing set up in the universe that makes you less than somebody else and as less their plaything. There is no automatic hierarchical structure in the universe that makes you so low that you are merely the plaything of someone else. That is a lie. That's not reality. That's a demented fantasy. That's how white men wish the universe was set up. But to look at the universe and it tells you every day that it's not set up like that, right? So stop. Stop believing that you are at the whim of an abusive sky daddy who shows favoritism to white males. That is a lie. That is not true. This is the life that you chose to live. This is the moment that you chose to be born. This is the body that you chose to come to life in this time. You have all the power. The power is yours. Seize it and fully, fully, fully live your life. All right. Ecstasy, abundance, and bliss to all of those within the sound of my voice who are wishing the same for me and mine. And as always, we wish the lessons of life on those who are ignorant enough to wish us otherwise. Peace, y'all.